Welcome back to When I'm Not Podcasting. As some of you know, I am a creature of the radio industry, and that's where I came from when I first started my career about 26 years ago, 1994. And before that, I've always followed music, and obviously the mainstream. And it's not so much pop music, but it's the mainstream, what everybody and everybody is listening to that is in the know, trending viral right now. And for whatever reason, of course, corporate uh, conglomerates, deregulation, consolidation, layoffs, lack of resources, everything. These things affect where music goes today, which is why streaming on Spotify and Pandora and Apple are so important. Another example of how radio is out of touch and behind with the times, how they missed the boat so quickly on music, it's ridiculous. The latest example is Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo, which by now you must have heard the song, or if you've not, you've heard about this already. Now, this song has been in the parameter of everybody right now for about the last 10 days. First thing I read anything about it was January 9th. So all of a sudden, this song pops out, goes big on iTunes, hits a record for a female artist on Spotify in the US, 5.6 million streams in a day. And then continues to go globally, 11 million streams, and just kept coming and coming and coming. A very good song. Okay. Very good song. Just, it's, and it took a while. And some stations that were very enterprise, that were very they were trying to kind of stay forward. Okay, the song didn't have so much of the social media buzz. It had a YouTube presence. It was definitely big there and on streaming. So you had that. And that was starting to get the buzz across. So, of course, the streamers already had it. And Billboard already recognized it. This week, it lands on the week ending January 25th. It's the number one song in the country. Globally, number one song in the country. Official charts this past Friday, number one song in their country in the UK. Everybody's looking at it. This song is, if it's not already, a worldwide hit. Not even close. And I'm probably guaranteeing, predicting. Songs could at least be 7 to 10 weeks at number one. I don't think we go to the spring without this song staying number one. I don't know what songs or what albums or what anybody might come out that might be able to go ahead and topple, but I don't see this. This has got too much energy right now for it to be anything else. So keep an eye out. This song, this girl's a star in the making, and there's going to be more songs like this. So we'll talk a little bit about her, and really it's not so much about her. The story about her is amazing. I already know that we had a lot of background with her when it came to her being a child star, teenage star, really into the Disney Channel kind of a part with High School Musical, the latest incarnation of it, and other programs. And so the thing with her is that, okay, 17 years old, stardom out of nowhere, hit out of nowhere, was with a big label, but again, nobody thought that this Disney Channel star was going to come all of a sudden and hit and just nail it on the first debut single, but it happened. But here's what I really want to talk about. Radio. Damn it. You guys screw this up all the time. You are so behind to the game. So I'm looking. It did take 3 days for it to get added by Z100, Kiss FM, and Kiss FM in Boston. So the major stations owned by iHeart, they did jump on. But man, did it take a while to get on there. It took a while. And of course, they weren't going to play it because they weren't sure what it was going to be. Obviously, they saw what was going on. But again, the charts in 4 days, 33 million streams on Spotify alone. That's not talking about everything else. But it just blew up. And more ads coming along. And again, this is where we are. Now I'm looking at the media base charts. Okay. And their top 40 chart. The song as of last week, okay, again, the 12th, was when we started seeing ads. So some stations started playing it already, but very limited, right? It was not, once the song's on there, bona fide hit, start playing it, play it every other hour. Do it. They're only doing it now. Now, as for the song, it only had 41 plays all last week. Now, this is kind of the chart going up until the 15th. So that last week, all of last week, 41 times across all major radio stations. What the hell is that? Across all reporting media-based stations. How do you guys miss this? You miss BTS, okay? You miss when Billie Eilish puts out a new hit, or unless they're a bona fide, established artist. God forbid you find somebody else that comes along and then all of a sudden let's start pushing. Okay, Kid Leroy, that's not your bag. You didn't create him, but guess what? He's got a song now, and that's starting to come up. But again, you guys are what about 8-10 weeks behind on songs? All the time you do it. All the time. You got to ask yourself, do you want people to go and listen to your damn commercials? Listen to 6-10 minutes of commercials at every block of every hour of every day? You got to give these people a reason to listen. And it's not because of these young, out of touch DJs that you have on there throughout the day that have no common ground with the audience of today. No common ground whatsoever. Okay, they're promo machines, they're propagandists, because that's all they get to do. They can't be themselves. They can't come up with they have to come up with some contrived show prep that they have to do on a regular basis. That's what they do. So me ranting about this is a no-brainer. If I was right now program directing at this moment, if I was on a mainstream station, top 40, this song would have been every 2 hours. No question. You hear it's a hit. When I heard it the first time, bona fide hit. Like you can tell, you can feel the emotion when you hear her hitting belting into the part of the chorus where she starts belting away. You start hearing that. Like it's just, you're getting told a story in 3 minutes. You're getting a full story going on, and it's like, man, you feel the passion, you feel the emotion. And again, we don't get a lot of ballads or slow songs like that. Now, it does pick up, but again, we don't get songs like that all of a sudden become by surprise. But radio, how do you get to be by surprise on a regular basis is amazing. So it's only this week that we're seeing that, okay, now we're up to 1,100 spins. 1,100 plays, it's finally starting to pick back up. But again, you're so far behind. When you have songs like Positions from a bona fide star, of course, 5,000 spins for Ariana Grande. Fine. Why isn't this girl getting that kind of push already? Like, she should have already been up there. You guys do not need to quit doing this whole thing where, it's got to be a system. Oh, no, these songs have to play a certain pattern. We have our artists. We have Justin Bieber up here several times. We got Dua Lipa up here a couple times. We got Ariana Grande a couple times. We can't mess with those artists. No, guess what? If her song's performing better, then you put her up there. That's just how it is. Hey, everybody gets to go and play that. Okay? And the idea is you're playing songs that are here and now. You got to be trending. If you're not doing that, you are doing it wrong. And only a set full of DJs are actually learning about that. So, some of these iHeart CBS stations, they realize, or Entercom, they realize, oh shit, we better start playing this. Well, yeah, let's go. Step it up. I just saw now, okay, like I said, Kiss FM, Z100, two of the mainstays of iHeart radio stations that are the gamut, that's the pinnacle of what, all these other stations are going to be doing in the mid-level markets, the lower markets. They're playing every 2 hours. Now they are. But they're being pushed because of oh, you know what? This song is really good. Maybe somebody will catch this song on the radio and listen to us on the FM dial for some reason, if we're lucky. And you know what? We better stop on it. Because this song's going to be around for a while. But it's just another example of why don't you learn about this before? Anyway, the impact of the song is incredible. So it's still, now there's a thing. Okay, yes, it can happen where artists can come on and automatically go ahead and become number one overnight. It does happen, right? This is the 48th song to enter the chart at number one in its 63-year history. And again, historic, massive first week stacks. Also, we never really know who Olivia Rodrigo was before last week. So here we go. She comes in. Artists have done this before. Are usually people that we know. Travis Scott's done it several times with Franchise and Highest in the Room. Ariana Grande's done it several times, as we know. Michael Jackson's You're Not Alone. 1995, that was another one that did that. So there were things like that, and there's just others that have done it. But again, you usually know there's something coming from some of these stars that there's some reason why they get there, right? Or they have some kind of a you know some kind of a catalog as to why they would go ahead and be up there automatic. Like if Taylor Swift does it, we all don't know why. But again, it comes down here. The other thing also everybody's talking about is the story about you know her work as a former Disney Channel actor and some of the other people she worked with, and one of them was an ex-boyfriend, and that might be where the song came from. And with another co-star that was in the Disney Channel part as also a musical artist. We're hearing all about that. So there's all these things are coming into play as to why that came out, and not to mention that she also Olivia Rodrigo actually put this out on Instagram, a version of the song very stripped down, initially writing the song. So we're hearing about it. We knew about it coming along. If those were following along, here it is. And it's amazing. Last Monday, which is the 10th of January, right? 15 million global streams. It's a record for a non-holiday track. I mean, that's a lot, man. That's not just people just going over and over and over. That's a lot of people that are actually engaging in that song. And Spotify Global Hits told Billboard that they've never seen anything like this. When do you have a newer artist that comes out of the gate in such a dominant way and just continues to grow? Like the first day numbers were huge. Then they were bigger. The second, the third, it's unprecedented. And radio missed it. They missed it so bad. And they're so behind. And this is what they do. Radio needs to quit thinking about the fact of, oh, you know what, when we're playing top 40, this is why top 40 is so declining. No one has a number one station around the country. How is it that radio cannot have one station, at least maybe top two, top three in a market? How do you not have that? It's an older brand. And so the thing is, this is where if you want those stations to perform well, they still can. Look, other countries, radio stations still perform well. In America, it's a lost cause because of the corporate glutton that has gone in here that has ruined the creativity of these radio stations. Where if this all came together, there is no doubt in my mind that if somebody would have heard this song all of a sudden and it blew up like it did, you start playing it. It's not hard to get the song now. You can get on there, play it. Don't worry about any ads against, of course, what the record label tells you. You know what? You start playing it ahead. You start playing it up front. Like it's ridiculous that this keeps happening. But of course, good for Olivia Rodrigo. Great. Listen, she sounds like she's a very talented singer, talented artist, talented songwriter. We love these type of artists. Hope all for a very good future for her. And honestly, I wish radio would just learn from, just learn from mistakes like this. But this was a common epic fail every time. How do you guys let this keep happening to yourselves? Again, this is why I always said, stop using media base as your course of everything. And Billboard, for goodness sake, quit valuing radio airplay as a significant amount of the score towards the Hot 100. Screw them. Okay? As we saw at the start of the year, there's a common ground where certain songs get back up to the top of the charts. You know why? It's because there's radio airplay behind them. Not so much the streaming, but the radio airplay boosts them back up. So they always go like a kind of up, down, like a V-shaped kind of chart for them sometimes. Because then become singles and they come on up. If we're once in your lives radio, terrestrial radio, please get off your ass and learn something from this. This is where radio history comes into play. Okay, you have a song that makes historical leaps and bounds above everything, and radio screws it up. Now, of course, for some of you that might be Olivia Rodrigo fans, all of a sudden you're just listening to this. I know this might just be like, whatever this is, but this is my outcry because you know what? This is what matters to me. I want you fans to enjoy hearing her song on the radio because that's the most important thing. Back in the day, for some of you, Generation Z and you younger types, under 20s, okay, that's how it used to be. It used to be, okay, Billboard, yes, being number one on the Hot 100, means a lot. But then having your song played on the radio used to mean a lot too, because that means automatically it's not just streaming out there, because that has to be one person that has to stream it on a regular basis. But the fact that you can have it on the radio on multiple stations around the country, you're guaranteed that thousands upon thousands of people are listening to that song right then and there. And automatically, they're going to go listen to it too. But they're not doing that now. Radio failing. As music radio failing as it always does. You know, this is where the music directors and the program directors, you guys need to be pushing back at the corporate entity that is screwing this up for you. You know, they make your jobs harder. So please push back. Okay, they have gotten fat off the calf of corporate, of doing what they've done to your radio stations for so long. How about, for once in your life, start fighting back a little bit, huh? Are you so worried about your job that you're going to go away? Listen, if you are confident about what you're doing here and you think this is going to help the station, play it and get moving forward, man. Come on. Where's the rebellion? Where's the revolutionary spirit of radio DJs, man? What happened to radio of the day? You guys can bring that back. You just got to start fighting against the management. I'm telling you, I wouldn't take this. I wouldn't. And, if you're just going to let streaming win, okay, good on you. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll talk to you guys next time.